Okay. Make sure everything's on.
Yeah.
Bleed out the test cocks. Bleed valve arrangement will go on test.
Crack pipe.
Yeah, cut pipe arrangement will go on. Test cock 1. High side hose on test cock 2. I'm gonna open test cock 2. Bleed the air out, it's already on. So bleeding, close. Close my number 2 shut off. At the same level, let me pick this up. So at the same level as the air poppet, I'll close the number 1 shut off, and I'll crack open my high bleed valve, and watch the needle fall nice and slow. And actually, I'm just gonna watch my gauge, because when this pops, it pops. It doesn't just subtly move, so. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.5.
Can you shut off both valves and have your gauge up? You have to do it.
You gotta have it right here, and
mean,
then,
like
then
this.
shut off this.
Can you shut off?
One
You're
and
asking,
2.
did you shut them off if your gauge isn't where?
Just put your gauge up and then shut.
Oh,
2
sure, you
and
can shut
then
them
1.
off, sure, yeah.
As long
That's
as
what
it's
I
there
would
when
do.
one turns off.
And then, I'm
Stick
not
with
done,
Yeah.
you still have to take the hose off and observe the poppet drops fully open. Don't forget to do that.
You will fail.
You will fail. So, wait for the water to stop running and stop. Now I'm gonna test the check valve. I'll close my number 2 test cock, which a lot of people don't do. I don't know how many times I've heard this thing shooting down on the floor. How many times do I think, okay. Turn the water back in, nice and slow. Did it? Open. Test cock. From the high bleed. I'm at the same level of the water, where the water's going to be on this one. The water's going to be right here. That's where I'm holding the gauge. Then I'll close number 1 shut off and open test cock 2. Oh, that's a whole lot of fun, isn't it? Wait for the water to stop running and read the value, 2.0. That's the check. That's the test right there. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. On that one, you don't have to watch it. Take your hose off and watch, because you're watching here. Right?
Yeah, you're watching that.
Yeah, because the first one's to pop up next. The check.
So, if you forget to shut that when you go to do, is that going to fail you on the test? No. She'll just laugh at you.
Okay, what fault? Want me to just put one in?
Yeah.
Okay, turn your head. Cough. Okay. All right. Turn this back in, nice and slow, because what if I didn't close that test box?
It's going to get wet.
Test this again. Open another 2 test cock. Bleed low. Close. That's already closed. Close. And see, I'm in an error. So let me do this here. Proctor. Tell the Proctor I made an error. Sorry, let me just pull this back up and try that again. Now, I can go ahead and open. Nice and slow. Remember what it popped at before?
2 point.
It's 2.0. 2.5, yeah. Right there, 2.5, it popped open. Move my hose. Observe the poppet drops fully open. Wait for that to stop running. Get my test report form, write 2.5 on the air poppet opening point. Put my hose on number 1 test cock. Hold my number 2 test cock. Put water back in. Close that tight. All right. Open. 1 test cock. Bleed. Now, I'm at the level of the number 2 test cock. I'll close the number 1 shut off and open the number 2 test cock. And wait for the water to stop running, and then I'll read my gauge. Checks down below 0. 0.0, assembly fails.
That's a bad check out.
Bad check valve. Test this one. Open the test cock, bleed, close, the same level. See our pump, close the number 1 shut off, and open my high bleed. That's already going, jeez, I didn't even open my high bleed. Popped right in my eye. Because it went so fast, I'm gonna say to myself, geez, I better do that over again. So, I'm gonna turn that back in. Okay, I'm gonna hold it at the same level. I'm just gonna close and just watch. Okay, see how fast that's going? You can slow that down by how fast you close the valve. Now I see that needle falling. How's that? I just throttled that valve just a little bit. Right at 2.5 it popped. And so that popped open. I'm gonna write down before I forget a leaky number 2 shut off on that. Because I didn't even touch the high bleed at all to bleed that down. I'll still take off the hose and observe the pop drops fully open.
So if your gauge or moves or does something without you even touching it, you automatically know.
Yeah, it'll fall.
It's
Yeah.
got somewhere to go.
It's going somewhere. That's all. Check valve, get the water back in, bleed the air out of the gauge. I'm the first to know I didn't turn the test cock on. Bleed the water out of the gauge, close the gauge at the same level as the number 2 test cock. I'm going to close the number 1 shut off. And actually, I know what's going to happen. It's just going to pop, it's going to stop at the check valve value. Didn't do a thing but shut it off. However, you still have to continue the test by opening the number 2 test cock to relieve any water trapped in the body. So the check valve is still at 2.3, whatever. So that's a leaky number 2 shut off. Yep, you can hear it. You can hear it siphoning out. You see something there.
Release.
Okay, there's only one fault left. The water back in. Bleed. Turn on your test cock. Then bleed. Close the gauge at the same level as the air pump. I'm going to close. Number 1 shut off and open my high bleed. Let it go nice and slow. And the water keeps coming out of there. My needle doesn't drop. So I'll close the high bleed and open test cock 1. Transfer all the water that's leaking out. Check valve's right there. So now I can go ahead and open my high bleed. Nice and slow. Five again, still. Move the hose. There's the pop drops fully open. What's this test cock? Turn the water back in. We turn on the test cock. Air out of the hose. Close. Close the number 1 shut off. I'm at the same level. I'm going to open the number 2 test cock. Water continues to run. I open my bleed valve arrangement so I get a slight drip. Yeah. Number 2 test cock. Okay. I turn from a stream to a drip. That's a drip. 2.5. How about that?
So that's fine. You don't have to actually have it stop.
You don't have to have it. You just want it to drip. So, okay, well, okay, we're at that point. The level, close, open test prop. Hell. Look at that. Look at the gauge.
You're covering the. You're covering your finger over the hole.
Make sure you don't. I want to demonstrate that so you don't do it. Okay?
How do we know that?
When it's really high like that, you first thing you look at is where your finger.
It's
So-
such a nice spot.
You what?
Too many steps on that one. I'm starting to get confused.
Yeah.
So which spot was that?
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Finger on the gauge.
I had my finger right here.
No, one before that one.
So it would. Oh, it was a leaking number 1 shut off.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's when you compensate for leaky one.
Yeah, with turn this back in. Equipment.